Hey, everybody out there, it's old Jackie Bro.
Hey, it's old Dunlap over here in this corner.
Yeah.
In this corner, Dunlap. And in the opposing villainous corner, Jackie Brawls.
Ain't no opposing. He's supposed to be sitting there talking. It ain't boxing.
Crossfire.
If it was boxing, you'd have been knocked out. How many episodes back? What is this? 80.
85.
85 going to 100, and that's it. Yeah,
I'll give you, out of 85 episodes, you might knock me out once, but they'd be about 84 episodes with you on the ground.
No, the first one, it wouldn't be but one if it was a boxing match and you'd be on the ground. It ain't Rocky.
Well, you remember when Curly in the Three Stooges, he fought, and everybody thought, well, Curly...
Well, he heard the bell. It made him
mad.
Yeah.
Everybody thought, well, he's one of the Three Stooges. He cannot possibly be an excellent boxer, but they didn't count on...
I ain't seen nothing. Ain't no bell that's going to ring and make you try to hit me back once you get one in the face. Yeah, that's it. One in the face, and that's it. It's
what about
over.
on Happy Days when Ralph Malph had that boxing match? And something
I don't remember
humorous happened. I can't remember what happened. Probably, maybe Fonzie just got in the ring and took care of it.
Fonzie sounds like I remember him fighting because he did all sorts of things. Fonzie did motorcycle fighting, hitting a jukebox, all that. He did everything on that show. That show, there wouldn't be no Happy Days if it weren't for Fonzie on there.
I always felt bad for Fonzie. I know he was cool, and he got all the girls, and he rode a motorcycle and had a jacket.
Yeah.
But his office was in the bathroom at a diner. And there's
That's
no
where
way
he wanted it to be. He could have picked and choose wherever you think.
I agree.
You think Al would have said anything to him if he wanted to go back in the kitchen? He wouldn't. He'd let Fonzie do whatever.
I agree. Fonzie chose his office. No one's going to force an office location on the Fonz.
He got.
But that's just a little. It doesn't seem like you can get any work done. If people need to go to the bathroom and Fonzie Court is in session, then they're going to have to go somewhere else.
Yeah.
But if people have gone to the bathroom in there and then Fonz comes in there to get some work done, I guess he just powered through it. I mean, a diner bathroom is not where I want my office. That's all I'm going to say.
Fonzie was confusing in those early mid-years. I liked it later when he became a teacher and he grew a beard. And he just seemed like a regular fella then. He still dressed the same. He was teaching auto parts or whatever, how to build cars, stuff. He knows all
So
about
you
that.
like Fonzie with a beard?
Well, he growed up finally. I said, how long can someone stay, all of them were in the 30s when they made it, I guess. I don't know when they're supposed to be teenagers. I know better than that. But I'm saying how long, is this going to go on? And, of course, he finally grew up. I think he moved out of the Cunningham. Remember, he lived over a garage or something for a long time. And he moved out, grew a beard, and
he
started
did move out.
Teaching school. Night school, whatever it was, he was still teaching.
What if Fonzie was your teacher? Can you imagine that?
Well, I am. Hey, babe, if you was learning,
I'd be scared.
I wouldn't be scared of him. Fonzie, like I said, it was the word cool. Cool, Fonzie said he was.
Why didn't they? That seems like a good spin-off material. It's just Fonzie teaching, like the Paper Chase.
Huh?
John Houseman.
I didn't watch that,
But Fonzie in the John Houseman role. You know how back in the 70s, early 80s, they used to take characters from sitcoms and give them like dramas, like Lou Grant.
Lou Grant, he used to be funny on Road to Maritime Moor, whatever it was. Then on his own, awful.
And Trapper John M.D.
That ain't the same one on Mass. I'm telling you right now, it ain't tricking me. That's a ripoff, taking a name right there. That's all that is.
Also had a beard.
He didn't even drink on there. The old one used to be drunk all the time, no matter what's going on. Drinking all the time in the swamp and surgery or whatever. Trapper John always had martini, always having a good time. On the new Trapper John, I was excited to see that because he's one of my favorite ones on Mass at the time, and then wasn't nothing somber. And now he grew beard. It ain't the same actor, but they put a beard on him, took his hair off, told me that's Trapper John. That ain't my Trapper John. I don't know who the hell that is.
I can remember as a small child being left at your house as my daddy went out carousing, and Trapper John M.D. would come on TV, and you just sit there for an hour, folks. For an hour, Jackie would sit there and scream, bullshit.
Well, there wasn't nothing else on, and as a young guy, I'd try not to say that. But that's what I'd say. That ain't Trapper John.
He
Hell,
gets so mad. You know, Jackie has
Bull
a thing.
hockey is what I'd say now if it's on.
He has a thing about language, and he did back then, even still, just smack,
Well, I
smack
ain't
the shit out
nobody's
of you.
perfect, but
But Trapper John M.D. would set him off. And Miss
well, there wasn't
Brawls,
nothing else back in, so you didn't have 186 channels. So whatever, I can't remember, but whatever else was on to switch over to, you didn't have but 3 other damn channels.
sit there and watch it for an hour and torture himself just like,
Well, whatever else it was on had to be worse than Trapper John M.D. I don't know. I can't remember back TV days
just
back in.
furious. Miss Brawls say, get on in here and
Well,
we
to me,
better
I
hide.
say, it ain't worth getting up, walking over there to the TV and changing it.
Just,
It ain't worth the energy. I'd rather spend the energy, excuse me, but cussing it. Because that ain't Trapper John M.D. Never was.
me and Miss Brawls hide in the kitchen, make banana splits.
Well,
that was fun.
She didn't hide in there. She welcome go wherever she want to go.
45 minutes later, we come out, and he's still sitting there. Try to tell me that's Trapper John bullshit.
Well,
Just furious. News come on. He's still cussing. Demetri Caldemo's trying to tell us something. He's like, ain't Trapper John. Ain't no Trapper John I ever seen.
no.
Demetri Caldemos is a newscaster on Channel 4 in Nashville, Tennessee.
Yeah.
I don't know if she was on the air concurrently with Trapper John M.D., but in my mind, I may have created that scenario, but it's her and Jackie eating his melted banana split we made for him,
Yeah.
and just still angry.
It's strange how memories work.
Yeah, I could have that twisted. Totally twisted.
Well, you weren't at Demetri Caldemo's house watching Trapper John M.D. What do you mean twisted? How? What way?
No,
What
I don't know if she was on. I'm not imagining I was at Demetri Caldemo's Channel 4 newscaster in Nashville, Tennessee's house.
Well, you wouldn't be.
As
Yeah.
in the early 80s watching Trapper John M.D., although what I imagine Demetri Caldemo's longtime newscaster on Channel 4 in Nashville, Tennessee, what I imagine she lived in was some sort of fancy penthouse apartment in downtown Nashville,
Oh, yeah.
decorated in late 70s, early 80s glitz, and she is a swinging single on the Nashville single scene. Just sophisticated, sexual,
She was smart.
liberated.
I don't know about all sexual stuff. You get on to me all the time, say you slut shame this and all that stuff. I don't get on there and say every woman's sexy like you do. To me, that's what shaming is. Slut shaming, whatever it's.
Why is it
Whatever
slut shaming to say a woman is liberated like Demetri Caldemus and enjoys?
And you say she's sexy this and all that. It's
I
what
just
you're
am saying
saying.
she to me represents the liberated women of the
Why
70s.
couldn't she could just smart person? She's a lady, I understand. I don't mean to take this side of the fence, but this is one side you put me on. It's the side of the world that's put me on. Well, she just a news person. Not sexy this, a smart that, whatever. Just news person. Like on Fox News or whatever. What people say about them women's awful. Besides get a man's husband. They say stuff about her, but not the same thing.
You saying like Megyn Kelly, people like, oh, I'd like to throw it to her.
That's what people say is she's a old pretty blonde-headed women, and then you say, oh, that they're dumb. That's the next thing, because they're pretty and they're blonde. Remember all them jokes, people, how many blondes does it take to get the horse ready? All them different awful jokes.
What? How many blondes does it take to get the horse ready?
I don't remember answering any of that pitiful stuff, but it's all something the blondes stupid. They don't know how to do this and do that. All that. Yeah,
That's
blondes
true,
don't.
Jackie. That's a good point. When these liberal detractors
Yeah.
who so quick to accuse Republicans of being sexist this and anti-woman that,
Yeah.
and anti-abortion and all these
Well.
different things. Oh, that's true. That is true.
Abortion, yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
yes, that subject.
But
yeah.
the other stuff, they're all so quick to point fingers at the Republicans, and then they start bashing the Fox News lady anchors, and they're like, "Oh, look at this dumb, ditzy."
Airheads, what you said.
Airhead.
You used to call them airheads, blonde if you blonde. I know plenty of blonde people that had, smart enough anyway, drive a car, this or that,
Yeah, smart enough to drive a car.
There's
I
plenty
know
of
a lot
blonde-headed.
blonde people drive a car.
Yeah.
The roads are full of them.
Read books, everything else. I didn't mean just excluded to that. I'm just saying that it's intelligent than everybody else, Everybody, if you're smart enough to drive a car, then you're American, as far as I'm concerned. Well, Except California, the driver's license things.
That's you sound like Eric Cantor.
Well, no, I'm not. I went back on it. I didn't mean to. You smart enough to drive a car, you
If that's all we're basing it on.
Equal intelligence. Now, if you ain't got your cards right, you need to do that first. Get your license, and then go vote.
But you do misunderstand me, Jackie, because I'm not saying that Demetria Calodimos, Channel 4 Nashville, Tennessee news anchor, is like just out throwing it to everybody that moves. I'm just saying that she's like reminded me of a Mary Tyler Moore type, but a few years later.
Well,
and not as neurotic.
Mary Tyler Moore's a cute, nice lady. So if you saying that, I guess. But, nowadays, if you held the door open for Mary Tyler Moore, she'd kick you in the shin and say, sexist pig, get, whatever this, that. We don't know what to do. How you supposed to act nowadays? Men never did know how to act around women, and they still don't.
I don't know how good Mary Tyler Moore is doing. That she probably needs people to help her open.
Well, nowadays,
that ain't a joke. I'm just saying. If you see Mary Tyler Moore, go ahead.
Open the door for
just
her. Out of royalty.
I don't know what her health is
royalty.
Like.
I ain't saying she's in a wheelchair, nothing like that. She just deserves it. She's earned it.
Same reason you'd open the door for Pernell Roberts. Not Jackie, but everybody else would.
Yeah.
Still, boy, I shouldn't have said that. Just the mood in here shifted. It got dark and angry.
Well, I don't plan on going being mean. It just wait.
Trapper John, it ain't your Trapper
John.
No,
it ain't. Never will be.
And speaking of Ralph Mouth from Happy Days, and I know we need to get to our sponsors because this is the sponsor segment before we even play the theme song.
I forgot,
Sorry, we just get to going But remember, Jackie, we saw that Ray Stevens, in that article, Ray Stevens.
They supposed to be, first off, was looking at, somebody showing me Rolling Stones 100 songs.
Country song, 100 country songs.
And He Stopped Loving Her Today wasn't number one.
Was not number one.
And plus it's Rolling Stones, so they
ain't
going to know what the hell. Rolling Stone ain't good enough to wipe my rear end with. Hurt like hell. Wouldn't do it.
They got that slick, brittle paper. I don't think it'd do you any good.
I wouldn't do it. That ain't even worth that. Throw it in the fire, burn it up. But they had in one of them you showed me on a computer, Rolling Stone computer. Now, that may be different. I don't know from a book you get at Kroger. But whatever it was, they had Ray Stevens on there.
Yeah, they did a little brief. It was an interview, right, with Ray Stevens.
He was talking about what he's up to, and
which you don't hear like. Well, the Rolling Stone, Ray Stevens, the Rolling Stone interview has never existed until, as far as I know, last week.
And all those people like that dress up band got mad because they weren't on the cover for so many years. Who's a dress up band? With
Kiss.
All that mess.
That's
devil music or whatever they call it. I don't know. Rock. And everybody said, they've never been on the cover. Well, Ray Stevens never had no interview in Rolling Stones longer than that. So there. Now Ray Stevens is in there.
And Kiss got a cover finally.
Well, Ray Stevens needs to be if you're going to do an interview. And like I said, I don't know the difference between Rolling Stone computer and Rolling Stone Kroger book. I don't, except I don't like either one of them, and they're probably full of it. But it's nice that Ray Stevens deserves attention, that's for sure.
I cannot imagine that a Ray Stevens Rolling Stone cover would sell any less than, Bob Seger Rolling Stone cover, which is probably in the works.
I'd say it'd sell more. More people buy. Who the hell's on that? If that's the only way I'd ever get one out of Kroger's. If I looked down and saw Ray Stevens' funny face, hat turned sideways, looking at me cross-eyed, I'd pick that up in a minute.
They'd sell out, I'd imagine, across the nation.
Well,
first time Rolling Stone sold out since.
Well, that was somebody killed a beetle. One of them died.
Yeah, probably that one, commemorative. So Ray Stevens, in this interview, long overdue interview in Rolling Stone magazine, computer or Kroger version, said that he is working on a movie called Camping Buddies.
I'm going to go see that. As soon as that's in the theater, you let me know. I don't go to movies that much, but I want to go see that.
And also starring in it is Victoria Jackson.
And old Mel Tillis.
Mel Tillis.
Yep.
And Donnie Most, if I'm not mistaken, old Ralph Mouth from Happy Days.
That's who Ralph Mouth. I didn't know that. That's who Donnie Post was. I was looking forward to finding out. Now I know.
I think that's right. I could look it up on IMDb again. I don't know when Camping Buddies comes out. I did not see a trailer for it. I went to YouTube and looked, but that is an all-star cast.
Well, you found that computer. What you were looking for it on YouTube for
Camping
movie
Buddies.
trailer, but you found what was it?
Mad Buddies.
I want to see that.
That's a good clip of the week.
Mad Buddies.
Look it up. It's a South African comedy, but it looks like they've overcome their troubles because it stars black and white together.
Well, good, yeah.
Mad
Look,
Buddies.
like Lethal Weapon, same thing.
Like Lethal Weapon. And in Lethal Weapon, South Africa, bad guy, Lethal Weapon 2.
And Mel Gibson, that was before it turned out.
That was before he turned out to be the racist bad guy.
We didn't know that at the
We didn't
time.
know.
You could still, I think you could still go back and enjoy watching Lethal Weapon because it's before. It's like same thing Michael Jackson. I can listen when he's a little boy. I can listen to that. That's all right.
But as soon as he hit puberty, it's
No,
over.
sure. And I don't want to even get into it.
So what's the line for Mel Gibson?
Well, when did he say he was already old? And after he made Jesus movie, that he went crazy.
So pretty much up to the Jesus movie. Apocalypto, does that count? You can do that one, right?
I don't want to watch that again. I've seen that enough. I think people running through the woods for 2 hours.
It's kind of like a Hobbit movie, except more violent.
It's better than The Hobbit.
Right.
Because I can't watch that at all because that's all.
But the Hobbits, they're just walking.
That's all they do, and then the computer dragging this and that. This one, at least, was,
They're running.
Yeah, like it was back in.
So Hobbit it's like a Hobbit, but faster.
A lot more blood and this and that, and better. And the people walk upright that ain't, they ain't little monsters or nothing like that. They paint the face up like the Indians, but I seen it once. I don't need to go back and see it again.
So somewhere around there is the line for Mel Gibson. But he's in Expendables 3. I like just keeping our listeners up to date on the latest trailers we've seen on YouTube. I've shown Jackie.
Well, we looked at Expendables 3 and all this. I kept saying find Captain Buddies, and you couldn't do it, and you found Mad Buddies, and that looks funny, but I don't know how to see it outside of looking at it on the
I think
the trailer may be enough. That was entertaining enough for me,
for
anyway.
Mad Buddies. That's our clip of the week is Mad Buddies trailer.
It's like South African Lethal Weapon, even though Lethal Weapon South Africa was bad in number 2. I remember all my Lethal Weapons.
You shoot a fish tank in that?
Yeah, shoot fish tank out behind him. Get the room all wet.
I like to say things I remember. So, where are we going with this? The Expendables. Oh, Mel Gibson in Expendables 3, bad guy. He looks pretty good in that.
Well, bad guys, all he'll be able to play from now on. Bad guys, but there's plenty of people made a living doing that.
He ain't going to do a What Women Want Part 2. That's not in the cards for Mel Gibson.
Well, he can play bad guy fair. Lee Van Cleef, I don't think ever was a racist or out loud racist or anything like that, but he played bad guys, racist, had good long career, all sorts of Western playing bad guys, shooting people. So but that's all Mel Gibson. That's his only option from this point out.
He brought, hear that dog?
I don't know if I can hear it on here outside.
Jackie tried to keep people from bringing their dogs in the store, but I think upstairs
They can tie
somebody
them
got
up.
a dog.
They can tie them up in the back. That's what somebody's doing right there. It's reading the dog barking. You can tie them up in the back, then you come in. Don't want I serve food in here. Can't have food in here, animal around it.
So that's our, I'm not sure where that started.
Clip of the week
is Mad Buddies.
But Camping Buddies is
if
what,
y'all find a trailer for Camping Buddies, that'll be our clip of the week.
Ray Stevens, Victoria Jackson, old Mel Tillis, and I'm assuming it's like
Ralph
going
Mouth.
out and Ralph Mouth.
Can you imagine going camping with that bunch? Can
That's
you
big.
imagine it? I can't. I'd be laughing so hard I wouldn't even get the s'more in my mouth.
Who would you rather go camping with? Camping Buddies or Expendables 3?
Camping buddies, because I can at least look at their damn faces. Expendables 3 trailer, half the time I'm like, oh, what'd he do? Why'd he do that?
They look like monsters, all of them. Everything.
Look like monsters.
He showed me, and I said, who is that? He said, that's old Rocky. I said, well, he look like a monster now on a train.
I'd rather look at Frankenstein, because when you look at Frankenstein, you feel a little sorry for him. You're like, well, he didn't know. Somebody did that to Frankenstein.
He didn't have no choice in the matter.
Rocky, he did that to himself. It's like Fonzie chose his office in a diner bathroom. And we brought it around.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Well,
Jackie, I got a sponsor this week. Should we play the theme song now? I don't even know. How long we've been talking?
You play that before, but that was supposed to be on there so you could go back and get the sponsor, and you knew it was before the theme song.
You do.
But that you
clearly divided. Sponsor.
You still clicking on the computer a half hour to find out where the theme song is in it, because it ain't half of us over before it even comes on.
Maybe we should just play the theme song at the end.
I don't care where you play it. Don't make no difference to me. I like it.
I like
tap your foot to it.
People get to hear, get a sense of. I think people feel comfortable when they're listening and they know what part of the show they're in.
It's just like we were talking about earlier. Happy Days, that theme song come on.
You know you're in for a half hour of nostalgia and
maybe not a full half hour. Nostalgia, yeah, but I thought you meant like entertainment or something. Which parts of it's good. Old Mary Tyler Moore accused a button, throw a hat up in the ass. That theme song.
Yeah, okay, let's see what a single woman in Minneapolis in the mid-'70s is up to this week.
Funny,
And now, people don't even know what's happening. They're like, did I miss the theme song to this podcast? Have they done the sponsors already? Are they going to half-ass the news now? Or where are we in this? I'm uncomfortable.
They don't know any more than I do.
I'm turned around, and I think I'm just going to switch over to damned old whatever other podcasts there are.
Well, I don't know why anybody would sit here and put this on the computer, but all right.
So I guess we'll just forge ahead, and we'll just do our sponsors then. Let's just do our sponsors, Jackie. I got a sponsor this week.
Yeah.
Got a good sponsor. 4th of July.
Oh, yeah.
Independence Day.
That's right. That's what you call it. That's what it is.
Not 4th of July, according to Jackie.
It's a good date. It's a good date. And the reason it's a good date is because Independence Day happens on that. That's an important day. Important holiday. Get out and celebrate. Enjoy that day. You're supposed to. That's what it's for.
Absolutely.
That's freedom right there. That's you get out there, drink as much as you want. Don't get in the car or nothing. If you're on the lake.
Get in a boat.
Well, boat. But still, just get out and have a good time, get your fireworks going, and that's your right to do that as American. There's things to do, and that's the freedom that you get from that day. So Independence Day is what it's called. July 4th, that's the day it happens on.
Absolutely, Jackie. You and I are on the same page when it comes to Independence Day.
On that one, yeah.
And I think we're on the same page as my sponsor, TT Slot, who has...
I ain't on...
TT Slot...
Hell.
Brief backstory, former prostitute, now business leader here in Murfreesboro.
That's hearsay. That's what that hearsay is.
What, hearsay that she's a former prostitute?
I don't know. Whatever. That's enough for me.
Everybody needs a hobby.
What?
TT Slot has become, I would say, a fluid magnate here in Murfreesboro. She has many great different slot liquid products to choose from.
What?
At Christmas time, she has slot nog.
All right.
In the autumn months, she has slot cider. Year-round, she has slot juice.
I ain't drinking none of it.
The flavors of slot juice, of course, are grape apple, pink clear, and more recently, slot juice hose.
No.
Delicious juice with the flavor of hose.
That's rip-off there, but we all know that.
And for the 4th of July this year, Independence Day, everybody's going to get thirsty. Everybody going to want some juice. What kind of juice you going to drink? How about slot juice, red, white, and blue?
What?
Red, white, and blue slot juice. Limited edition for your Independence Day festivities. Is a good mixer. Everybody loves slot juice. Everybody going to love slot juice. Red, white, and blue juice.
Why are you going to drink something from prostitute first off, or ex-prostitute. I'll give you that. Ex-prostitute got something wants you to drink. Red. How's it red, white, and blue? Is that the color? What you red, white, and blue juice?
Just the label. Red, white, and blue label.
I ain't gonna drink none of that.
The color of it is more of it's sort of a greenish. Is murk a color?
What?
It looks like kind of it come out of a swamp. It's not an appealing color. I'll give you a little backstory here. What they did, they were trying to come up with mix some flavors together of different fruits, and they just could not get the appearance to be anything that anybody would want to put in their mouth. It just looks like it's full of bits. And
I'm not going to put it in my mouth anyway. I don't need to hear you describe it.
It is a swampy green, but it's delicious.
Oh, hell.
And they had some problems in the lab, but TT Slot says, you know what? America is a land of second chances, and I'm going to give this unappealing concoction a second chance. And for Independence Day, we're going to slap a red, white, and blue label over it, covering most of the outside of the bottle so that you can't see the horrors within. TT Slot's Slot Juice, red, white, and blue juice.
No.
Slot juice, red, white, and blue juice. What you got against America, Jackie?
I
This 4th of July, don't be patriotic. Be patriotic.
What?
Slot juice, red, white, and blue juice.
Oh, hell.
It should be in stores this weekend probably is when they launched it. I don't know if it's in Jackie's store yet. But look around the convenience stores of Murfreesboro and your local Kroger's.
Well, none left. You know what? You's right. I tell you's right. It's America, right?
I is right.
Well,
I's right.
you can do whatever you want to do on America. That's right. You got the freedom to do it. And if that's how you want to spend Independence Day, we all know how important that is. If that's how you want to spend it, drinking some goop, put it in the mouth prostitute give you, regardless of the label. A rip-off, too, on top of it with the whole slot juice, whatever it is.
Jackie keeps saying it's a rip-off because if you we've laid this story out. I don't want to beat a dead horse, but let me just briefly recap you on what happened, why Jackie's saying it was a rip-off. Because there was Rio McElroy and his boys who tortured me all through school. Rio McElroy.
Now, that's up your own doing there. That ain't got nothing to do with the story. We don't need to hear about your little incidents, whatever. Whenever it happened, I don't want to hear it.
Rio McElroy come out with hose water.
One sip, keep it simple, take you back. A great product. There was green original hose, black hose.
Right.
Hose water plus, energy plus for when you're on the go.
Right.
And then, of course, they had hose juice, and that's what you're talking about, rip-off.
Right.
And then they had hose water light.
Hose water light.
For all diets and this and that,
Right.
watching your weight.
Sure. So he had a little empire going there. He kind of mixed it up with TT Slot a little, doing his hose juice.
Well, she mixed up him slot hose juice.
She did slot juice hose.
Well, however you
She
say
had
it,
slot
it's-
water before that. So really all we're talking
It-
about, we're not going to name everything that Pepsi has, that Coke has. Just imagine it as a clash of titans here
I
in
don't
Murfreesboro.
know what a prostitute has something to do with that you drink. I don't want to know nothing about that, but I do know when you run water through a hose, it takes you back. One sip keeps it simple. You drink that water with a hose flavor on it, and it reminds you back when your daddy's out watering the garden, you was running around, and he's telling you quit, acting up so much, come over here and drink some of this hose water. When you drink right from the hose, it's got that taste, it reminds you back in.
Well, you could get that same hose taste in some slot juice hose.
Well, I don't know about that. I don't know if you're going to have that tinged with prostitute. So if that's the kind of flavor you want, like I said, it's America, Dunlap. That's right.
Well,
Yeah,
that's
if
good.
that's how you want
It
to
is
spend
America.
it, if that's how you want to spend it,
People would
breaking the
rather-
law, getting some sort of disease,
Right.
anything like that, just being disgraceful in general, and want to go spend your time drinking some, like I said, some whatever it is, goop, thick juice, whatever, out of a prostitute's bottle. That's fine. You go do that.
Well, it is America, and people made their choice, Jackie, when they decided that they'd rather drink what a prostitute gives them than what a racist gives them. Because recently, I think when we left this saga, we told everybody already knew because it was all over the news, Rio McElroy was a racist.
Now,
He got on the damn Twitter and Instagram, and there was a picture of his mistress secretary, Tinker Hudson,
Cowboy Troy.
drinking from the same hose, and he got
don't say you missed this or that, whatever. Now, look, he said some stupid things.
Yes, and they took his hose away.
Well, now, listen.
The Murfreesboro Bottled Water Association,
hell.
President T.T.
There ain't
Slott,
no
they got
Murfreesboro.
together. They said, we're taking that hose. He lost his business. He lost his hose. Him and the boys are failures and racists and miserable pieces of shit.
Listen. He said, hey, watch it. He said some things he didn't know how to. It'd be like me getting on a computer. He ain't quite up his age as I am, but he's old enough to not to know how it all works.
That's true.
And he got on there and did something to come out like it shouldn't have, and it was terrible. And I'll be the first to admit, I took that hose water off a shelf when I heard these allegations. I didn't, I don't want to be affiliated with that, just like I don't want to be affiliated with prostitute slugs, whatever. But whatever.
Sludge.
You want,
Former prostitute
whatever it is she has in the bottle. I don't.
Why are you sludge shaming now?
Well, it's just what you described look like sound like throw up, sludge, or goop. Pick which one you want me to call it, because I don't have nothing to do with it. Regardless, prostitute or not, I wouldn't drink it no how. Anyway, shaming this, shaming that, however you want to. Let's take that, do what you want. Now, if I ain't talking right. And if I ain't talking right, then I was just like Rio McElroy, who was it talking right on the computer and not knowing which buttons to hit and how to do it just right. Well,
so he didn't know which buttons to hit. He just accidentally hit the racist button on which happens a lot. It's so easy.
There probably is one on computer. If you get on computer and look at it long enough, you're going to see people just hitting a racist button over and over on the computer.
That is true.
So if he accidentally hit it, whatever. Yeah, however, he has come out and sincerely apologized over these remarks that has been taken down from a computer, except that you got a picture of it somehow. You keep putting it up over and over again. I don't know how you keep showing it to me, because it's supposed to be taken down off a computer.
Never forget when Rio McElroy was real racist.
Well, they made
and lost his empire.
They made posters of it. Whoever you call it, the Murfreesboro Bottled Water Association made posters of it, put it up everywhere. And if that is what had happened, he deserved that. But he has come and sincerely apologized, as we all know. Rio McElroy is a good man, come out with a good product. He was doing good, and things just didn't look good there all of a sudden because of what he did on the computer. But he said he's sorry. He didn't mean that. I believe him. I've known him a long time. I didn't know him to be a racist, so it surprised me when I heard all these allegations everywhere around here in Murfreesboro. But I believe him now, and I that he is not a racist. I accept his apology, and he is back in business, and that's my sponsor.
What?
Yes, sir. He's back in business.
He doesn't have a hose.
I know they took all his hoses, the green and the black one, but he has a new hose. Are you familiar with one of our regular sponsors, Don Podge?
Don Podge Tax Whiz.
Don Podge was out there on Bundy Ranch.
Yeah. Just to recap briefly for listeners who may not be that familiar with the story, we try to do this as a service to people who can't keep up with all this shit. But Don Podge went out to Bundy Ranch. Don Podge loves freedom.
Worked with Tax Whiz.
He does your taxes, which when he does your taxes for you, he tells you, gather up all your receipts and throw them in the damn river because the government is owed nothing from you.
Oh, yeah.
He's that kind of guy.
Well, that's the reason he was out there.
At the Bundy Ranch for freedom.
This was before he said racist things.
Right.
You can't, in this day and age, you can't look one way or other without racism coming up.
Right.
It's just getting to that point.
So this was around the time of, this would be post-Jesus movie, and right around Apocalypto era, if Bundy was Mel Gibson.
Well, yeah.
When it was weird, but still cool.
Well, yeah.
Before, it might be a little troubling, but before, you just knew right out.
Well, non-apologies, but no, he got out of there after some of those.
After the racist stuff,
But he was there in support beforehand.
Right. Now, of course, he's also undercover because he does not want the NSA, Obama's brown shirts, anybody looking for him.
Drones, everything else out
Drones
there.
everywhere
Yep.
you go. So he wears it. Of course, he's a master of disguise. Longtime listeners know that. And at the Bundy Ranch, he was dressed up as WWE superstar, The Undertaker.
And he was out there with the cows, Freedom Cows, trying to help
Freedom
out,
Cows.
as an Undertaker. He wanted me to make that clear, actually. I talked on Paul the other day. He dressed up all those pictures from the Bundy Ranch. He's dressed up as an Undertaker. He is not dressed up as no Joker.
No.
You don't dress up like a Joker.
No.
He didn't want to get confused, that crazy man.
Well, I mean, Jack Nicholson Joker's okay.
Well, yeah, Jack Nicholson Joker, but you know this guy.
Cesar Romero Joker's okay.
That's okay, I guess. Yes, Cesar Romero, old Joker. Yeah, that's fine. But don't dress up like whatever.
Heath Ledger.
That's the bad Joker, yeah, because people go crazy now. I don't know what's happening to him. But he wanted to make that clear. Any pictures that are surfacing of people at the Bundy Ranch dressed up in weird costumes.
Right.
He is the Undertaker. He is not the Joker. He didn't kill nobody. He didn't shoot nobody. He didn't have nothing to do with
There is a difference between being a master of disguise and a sociopathic cosplayer. Big difference.
Yeah, I don't even know what that. I know what doing taxes is. The rest of it, no sir.
Well, you're not going to be down at Comic-Con as a master of disguise. That's
no
playing
reason to
at
go.
it.
Yeah, right. But
Master of disguise, he's out in the real world. Like you could be next to him at Walmart. Look, he's standing in the checkout line reading the National Enquirer. You turn to the person next to you and go, "You believe that?" And he'll go, "No." And it turns out he's a master of disguise. Doesn't look anything like he looks like in that line. You none the wiser. You go Comic-Con, you put on a costume like, "Look, I'm Hawkman." That's for amateurs. That ain't a damn master of disguise. You just got a Hawkman costume. You spent a good chunk of your life that you'll never get back building. Congratulations. Don Podge, master of disguise.
there's a reason for him to be dressed up. Yeah,
Right,
he's
Obama.
doing that. Well, yeah, hell yeah. Those people out at where you call Comic-Con, we went there one time a long time ago.
Yep.
And
On YouTube, that's our second clip of the week. Us at Comic-Con.
They're pretty much dressing up for Obama too, but in a different way, I guess.
How is that?
All
What way
those
is
people,
that? You saying Obama coming in? It is true. The rise of people dressing up seems to have coincided with Obama's rise.
That's all I'm saying. And,
Like we
and
live in a-
Joker being bad, that bad pill popping Joker. Every
Yep.
time,
Same time frame.
yeah.
Now everybody dresses up. I guess we live in a country where Obama has made it okay for grown people to build Hawkman costumes and walk around like it's cool.
It just seemed like it'd be something else to do with your life.
But also freedom and choice and all that shit.
Well, freedom. That's what I'm trying to
Freedom,
get at right
yes,
now.
freedom.
Let me finish up here. Now, Don Podge, he was out there at the Bundy Ranch telling he said something racist.
Hot
and
as
left.
hell in that trench coat, but doing it for us.
Undertaker. Not Joker, Undertaker. And didn't shoot nobody, didn't do nothing like that. But what he did do when he was out there, he didn't steal it. It was given to him. Like when he left the Bundy Ranch, they said, well, we understand. They understand why he was leaving. They could understand. Half of them thought he was an Undertaker anyway, but, thought he had a match this or whatever. But they gave him this hose from out there that they used to water cows and all this stuff as a memento. And
The
he
Bundy
has
hose?
a Bundy hose come directly from the Bundy Ranch, and regardless what the racist man that runs it, the reason for it still counts, even though he ruined it being racist. There still is considerable reasons to be concerned as an American about all this stuff. Bundy Ranch, the freedom. Those cows, everything
Obama.
else. Yeah,
Cows.
Obama can't just come snatch up any cow he wants. We can't let him do that, even from racists.
We call that a rustler. It's what we call that.
Man,
When I say
Obama.
we, I mean me and the other cowboys.
Well, yeah, everybody calls that a rustler if you rustle up the way. But Obama don't need to be rustling, and he don't need to be president neither, but we don't need to go down that road.
He'd be a better rustler, I'd say, better career path for him than president.
I'd prefer he would have done that, yeah.
Out on the range, he's trying to steal cows, wearing like a black outfit, black hat. Now, come on, boys. Trying to divert a few from the herd and then take them off to do whatever a rustler does with cows. He sell them, eat them.
Sell them, I guess, eat them, either one, or whatever he wants to do with
This
it.
country, we may lose a few cows out in the West, but this country be in better shape if Obama had just chosen cattle rustler as a career path.
Well,
Be a lot less people dressing up as Hawkman.
He grew up in Hawaii. There ain't no, how many cowboys are there out there? The surfer and marijuana is what he did.
I'll guarantee you there's a song, if I got on Spotify right now, I'd find Hawaiian Cowboy on there by somebody.
I'm sure you would. I ain't saying they ain't.
Somebody
no
send us that. Look up Hawaiian Cowboy, clip of the week, number 3. Hawaiian Cowboy.
I hadn't seen it yet. I don't know if I'm.
It's either a
gonna
movie
endorse
or
it.
a damn just a song.
Well,
like,
you let me finish here. Enough. Listen. They, Don Podge, brought back this hose that represents freedom, and Rio McElroy's got that hooked up to his house, and with these horrible racist allegations behind him, since he's apologized and admitted not knowing how to work a computer good, you can feel free to come down to his place, pick some up. He brought some here in the store. He's my friend. He's apologized. I accept his apologization, whatever. And now we got Freedom Water here in the store.
Freedom Water.
Freedom Water. Yes, sir. Freedom Water come directly from that Bundy hose.
Freedom Water from the Bundy hose.
And along with that, coming back is Green Hose, original black hose, Energy Plus for when you're on the go hose water, and then, of course, horse water light and hose juice. Hose juice,
Wait.
original hose juice. But right now, 4th of July, what you want to come down here and get you a bunch of is delicious on Independence Day, 4th of July. Come down and get some delicious Freedom Water. Yes, sir.
So, where'd he get this new green hose and black hose?
What do you mean, where you get this?
Are they from the Bundy Ranch as well?
I don't
Or
know.
has he just got a special Freedom hose?
Well, as far as I know, we got one Freedom hose. I don't know the color of it.
It's just funny. It seemed to me that what the Murfreesboro Bottled Water Association was doing was banning him for life.
Well, that ain't the case. I don't think they have authority to do that.
Well,
And by they, I mean a prostitute or ex-prostitute.
well, I don't know. I guess
I
we'll have
don't
to
think
take it up in the courts.
I don't think a prostitute or ex-prostitute needs to be running around to whoever's house they want to and getting a hose. Leave a hose alone.
Well, he's sure found another hose from a fellow racist.
Well,
It sounds like he's just running around taking racist hoses.
he is.
He should start a
apologize.
museum.
We don't have to go with it. You can have your opinion on that as much as you want.
Well, I think the courts will probably have their opinion when it may be the Murfreesboro Bottled Water Association. They have their own court system.
They don't have any authority over anybody's hose.
Well,
Or how many hoses one man can have.
well, let's see how this plays out. It's
A
just
man
shame.
can have as many hoses as he wants in this country, and until regardless what any prostitute tells him.
Well, he's just ashamed this is playing out against our nation's birthday and T.T. Slot.
Well, that's what I say. You know, it is America. It is freedom. So if you want to go up to a prostitute and drink that goop, throw up or whatever she's got, that's fine. Or you want to come down here and get some sparkling,
red, white, and blue juice.
come down here and get some sparkling, delicious, clear Freedom Water. Quench that thirst you're going to get. And you're going to need to drink a lot of water after you drink all that beer if we get up in the morning. That's a good way. I learned that too late in life to help with the hangover. So come get some Freedom Water and you support the troops.
What the troops got to do with it?
It's Independence Day.
Well,
Troops got everything to do with it.
well, support the troops with some slot juice, red, white, and blue juice.
Oh,
Be
hell.
patriotic. That's her whole. She came up with that. Her and Tinker Judson
I
come up
don't
with
care
be
who
patriotic.
I don't care who come up with that. I ain't gonna drink no prostitute stuff. And I ain't gonna drink it.
Well, drink you reformed racist stuff then. Allegedly.
Well, allegedly, yes, that's right. You can think what you want. I believe him. Rio
I was saying the
McElroy,
reform
can't
was
speak-
alleged.
Can't speak for all of his boys, but Rio McElroy, who's doing it now all himself.
Wait till his boys. I'm glad you cleared that up. But Rio McElroy is the one who's allegedly reformed. The boys, as far as we know, are still racist.
I didn't say there was. I didn't say
Randy,
there wasn't.
Andy, Sandy, little Ben, who I call Pandy because his eyebrows grow up underneath.
He don't.
Make him look like a panda bear.
He can't be no racist. He don't know either way.
So that's slot juice, red, white, and blue
No,
juice.
that's Freedom Water, delicious, patriotic Freedom Water.
You could be patriotic, you could be patriotic. You could
Enough.
drink your Freedom Water from the Bundy hose, or you could drink some delicious. Look, appearances aren't everything. If you pour this in a clear glass, you're going to go, what? Is this something from the bayou? So just keep it in a bottle, that beautiful red, white, and blue America colors in the bottle. Slot juice, red, white, and blue juice. If you don't think you can stomach it, there's always grape apple, pink, clear, slot juice hose.
Well, come down and get you some Freedom hose water, Freedom Water out the hose, or get you some green, original, or black hose, or Energy Plus for when you're on the go. Have a mix all that water up for that matter if you want to. And get it all different sorts of ways. It's just come down here to get you some good Freedom Water on Independence Day and stay away from prostitutes. That's just good advice for anybody.
That is probably pretty good advice.
Hey, look at there. You see him? Well, open your damn eyes in. It's the old-timey country down-home red state update podcast and them. Coming to you from a bunker underneath Jackie's Market in Murfreesboro, Tennessee. And here they are, both of them.
Hey, Jackie, bro.
Hey, it's Dunlap.
All right.
Are we done?
Yeah, if you want. I'm ready to go.
I feel like we've talked a lot about Iraq over the years.
It's been a point of discussion for many long years in this country.
46 minutes in. We really won't get into Iraq. People are exhausted already. Let's listen to that water stuff.
I wish we weren't talking about Iraq. I wish, it was somebody had taken care of it. And,
You mean Obama?
Well, yeah. Bush took care of it.
He handed it off pretty much done.
Yeah,
right?
here you go.
Am I remembering that incorrectly?
If I remember correctly, Iraq was one and done. Here you go. Hand the keys over. Iraq war.
Just remember, lock up, turn the lights off. We should be good. But Obama, what, 7 years?
I got old Bin Laden's, and they thought that's the end of it. Everything's fine. Nope. No, sir.
ISIS.
Al-Qaeda don't even want to have nothing to do with them. Al-Qaeda's like the crazy bad. We all know how bad they are. They're bad. And when they don't want to have nothing to do with, if they trying to say that we're not ISIS, and then that's the worst one, then it's got to be ISIS. So Obama has created something worse than Al-Qaeda.
Obama created it. Yeah, I guess he did.
He did, yeah. His lack of knowledge. What else does he lack?
It's constant apologizing.
Yeah.
Pretty much, when you apologize to somebody, you're pretty much saying,
he bowed to him, apologized, either one of them.
bowing, apologizing. It's pretty much saying, here you go. You do whatever you want.
Yeah.
'Cause I'm not man enough to not apologize when I haven't done anything wrong. So take my apology as a cue to get in your stolen American armored vehicles and claim a third of Iraq.
ISIS.
Remember that show, ISIS?
Huh?
There was a show, ISIS.
A show? What do you mean?
Like Captain Marvel, Shazam. You remember
Oh,
Shazam?
you got cartoon shows.
I think she was. There was a cartoon. I think there was a live action one too.
Well, this ain't
Different.
This ain't in ISIS.
Not the same thing.
It is.
If you had set up like a Google alert on your computer for ISIS looking for news about your favorite TV shows from your childhood, you are depressed because it's constantly going off. You're getting emails, pings, alarms, and it's nothing you really want to read about.
Well,
it's not going to take you on a nostalgic trip back to the 70s. No, sir. It's going to take you to a horror-filled nightmare. It might take you on a nostalgic trip back to, like, 2004.
Yeah, well, yeah.
But worse.
And what makes me so mad, you know how all presidents, even Nixon, they would confer, the president, when the situation come up, you confer with the ex-president, ask them, this or that, even though Bush and Clintons were buddies and this and that, And if all this stuff going on in Iraq, as far as my knowledge and everybody else's, Obama hadn't asked Bush nothing. Hadn't asked him a thing.
Maybe Bush took his phone off the hook.
Well, he's painting, I know it, but I know he's rude not even to get a phone call.
If I was Bush and I was trying to paint and clear brush and run my library and do all that stuff, the last thing I'd want is a bunch of calls from somebody. How do I do this? Tell me how to do this.
That's
again.
right. They'd never stop after that. First call is like, how'd you win Iraq? And once he tells him that, then he'd be calling him every night. How'd I do this? How'd I do that?
So
Bush, you right.
He has took his phone off the hook.
I don't blame him. You
now,
right.
Cheney, he's on the news every episode. Every episode of the news.
Nobody wants to call Cheney.
Dick Cheney's on there. He's talking. He's practically begging for a phone call, and Obama ain't calling him either.
Well, nobody. I wouldn't want to talk to Dick Cheney, but that's for different reasons.
Doesn't sound like a fun conversation.
No, ain't that. Dick Cheney don't talk fun. Never. Not once.
Fun ain't what Cheney's about.
No, and he ain't supposed to. That ain't his job, so I ain't putting him down for that. But usually when I want to have a little light conversation if I'm going to use a phone call, he's not the man I'll call.
No, you would not call Dick Cheney for light conversation.
No, sir.
Even when he does stuff that's supposed to be fun, like go hunting and somebody gets shot in the face.
Well, it's just bad luck follows some people around. Dick Cheney, one of them people, I guess.
Now, this is not against his policies.
No.
It's his place in the Bush administration.
This is him personally. As a human being,
And we're not saying he might not be somebody you'd want in the room with you when you try to figure out what to do about Iraq now. Probably he's somebody you would want nearby.
Well, he'd tell you the truth. Now it's too late. Can't do nothing now. Obama already ruined it. ISIS, all this stuff, it's already ruined.
Obama.
Yeah.
ISIS.
Won't even give Bush a call.
Well, maybe you think he's working with ISIS?
What?
A lot of people think he's a Muslim. I mean, we've been over this. We don't agree with that. I'm just saying.
Well, there's a lot of Americans out there believe, if you believe that he is actually a Muslim and all this stuff going on, and this is all going according to plan. Now, me personally, I think Obama just an idiot. I don't think he's some sort of James Bond villain or whatever, mastermind. He can't be both, people. He can't be both. I keep telling the Republican Party over and over again. He can't be both things. He's either idiot or he's, the most evil man on earth. And although he may appear to be that occasionally, I'm just going to go with idiot.
I think you got to give him too much credit for him to be the most evil man on earth. Then he would have to be, for him to be the most evil man on earth, you got to say, okay, look, he's beaten us. He's so smart. He's managed to run America into the ground, ruin the economy, demoralize us, create an organization worse than Al-Qaeda and give them half of Iraq. He's won. He's beat us. You basically made him not a James Bond villain, but even worse than that, like a James Bond villain that wins and kills James Bond if James Bond is America.
Yeah.
That's giving the bad guy too much credit.
Yeah.
I believe in an America that is strong and can fight and maybe just fucks up every once in a while and elects an idiot.
It's happened. You look back over the years, Clinton's, remember?
Oh, I remember.
Carter, remember?
Yeah, that was funny.
Idiot. Pure idiot. And more goes on down the list.
But we have never elected a supervillain as president.
Not as far as I know,
We've
no.
never had President Lex Luthor,
No.
as in the DC universe.
No.
We've just elect idiots.
Yeah, well, yeah.
That's in the history
That's,
books.
yeah, everybody says, yeah, you can look it up. Idiot presidents, and it'll show you some pictures on there. Yeah.
I don't know what history book is that where it says idiot
I
president.
think it's a whole book, just idiot presidents.
Oh,
all
that's
in,
good.
You know, to save you time from flipping around.
I gotta get on Amazon because I know like the recent ones who's an idiot.
But going back, somebody needs to do it if they ain't done it yet. Somebody, I think somebody had that in the store, or was just maybe he was just naming them off because he's mad. But I think there's a book called Idiot President, but there may not be. If they ain't, get on it. Somebody get on it.
If you go back to the 1800s, I don't know which ones are idiots and which ones ain't. None of that makes any sense. What, a wig?
Yeah, well, you could tell me everything they were doing, and I wouldn't know outside of writing the Constitution and, the Bill of Rights.
It
The
wouldn't
rest
make
of
any
it don't make
sense.
none of sense, yeah.
We're getting to a point now. I know people always say, "Oh, the founders and the Constitution and what their intent was," and then some people say, "Well, it's different at different times." Now, look, I think that we need to listen to what the founders meant. I think we need to follow their intentions
Yes,
as
sir.
closely as possible.
Yeah.
But when you go back and read 1700s, 1800s stuff, I mean, it sounds like a damn Hobbit stuff.
It's like reading the Bible sometimes. I don't understand it all. I try to read it because, you're supposed to, but half that stuff I don't.
Like, what in the hell are they
can't-
talking about?
I need the preacher to put it together for
Why
me.
would they do that?
I don't know.
It's like a little kid watch a movie and like a telephone ring on a wall and somebody picks it up or they go like, "Hello, operator, get me." And people are like, what are they doing? Like little kids, they don't know what that is. That's like half of what history is to me. American history is half that.
Yeah.
That's fairly recent. I mean, you going to talk about the damn Constitution and them all wearing their wigs and their pants up to their knees.
They didn't, yeah.
Look
I don't-
ridiculous.
Yeah, silly.
No, I mean, we're not bashing the founders of our
No,
country.
they just back in. That's just what the fashion was. That's what people,
But it's ridiculous.
Well,
I mean,
that's what same thing. I don't like Paul Revere and the Raiders, and I don't go to no Tea Party rally. I just
stupid.
don't look right to me.
No, not in this day and age.
No, sir.
Pull on a pair of jeans. You can still love freedom and wear jeans.
Yeah, I wear my overall.
You can save a
Work
damn
clothes, yeah.
$100 rental fee at your local costume shop. You just put on a T-shirt and jeans and hold up your sign and yell. You about half a step away from that Hawkman costume. And I'm talking to you, Paul Revere and the Raiders. Some good songs.
Never did. Well, I didn't care for them.
Jackie can't hear past what they look like.
Well, it's not my cup of tea. Is all it is, and that ain't no pun intended there. I just don't like it. Not my thing.
So,
What
what were you going to say?
I was gonna say something about olden times and how times changed. Everybody getting mad.
Yeah.
Nobody likes Redskins now. The football
Oh.
team.
We're going to go down this road.
I don't want to go down it. I'm just saying, you talking about old times, how things are different, things change. Indians dress a certain way back in. Indians always, throughout history, most of the time, seems like they're dressing the same. Native Americans, excuse me, I seen a lot of Westerns. You had, pardon me, I'm trying to do the right thing here, but Native Americans pretty much always dress the same. Throughout, even when they get together now to do stuff, Obama went up there to see some Native Americans not too long ago. I don't know if it was about their football team, but probably was.
We made it 58 minutes, Jackie.
Huh?
We made it 58 minutes before you started calling people. Going down a racist
I just said I grew up.
toilet hole.
I
Blaming your racism on Westerns. That's pitiful.
What am I supposed to blame it on? I said Native Americans. If that's what you want to be called, I call you what you want to be called. That's fine. Just tell me what it is. Sometimes I don't know.
Sorry, folks. You have to excuse me. I seen a lot of Westerns, said the man. The other man said, y'all going to have to excuse me. I seen a lot of lynchings growing up, so I don't know. I don't know any different.
Oh, you going to compare a lynching to going to see Dancing with Wolves?
I think I've never seen a lynching, but it probably you probably get out of there quicker. I don't know.
You pitiful. I ain't gonna comment on that. Pitiful.
Dancing with Wolves is long, is all I'm saying, folks. It's long.
It's a long movie, yeah. It should have been on like TV on two nights.
It's
should
like
have been like
Lonesome Dove.
Or Shogun. I seen
Shogun. You pick the racist one. I do.
How is that racist?
Americana.
How is that racist? I'm watching something Japanese. I'm trying to learn something about different culture through Richard Chamberlain's journeys. That ain't racist. That's not racist at all. I'm trying to learn something. History.
That was, I will say this, that was one of my favorite PBS shows, Richard Chamberlain's Journeys.
No, he was on Shogun.
It was on Shogun, but then later he would just go around different places.
And, yeah. Uh-oh.
Oh, you hear that siren? Longhorns dancing parlor.
Something going on.
Something's done set it off.
Broke up.
Hope everybody's okay over there.
Yeah. Well,
so you're not in favor of changing the Redskins' name?
Well,
then?
I'm saying the name.
I feel
that
funny.
Seems like, if I went around calling black people blackskins, which I would never do in a million years. Well, that's awful, isn't it?
Yeah.
Well, I'm learning like you would want to be called Redskins.
Well, you don't have to recap what you learned. Like, well, I learned not to say this, and let me say it, and I learned why that was bad.
I'm just saying what's the difference is the point.
It's a different. The name means different things than what.
It's a football team to most people.
Worse.
People get attached to sports. Lord knows I do. I hope Tennessee Titans. I hope they're okay. Somebody gonna come along eventually. They all make them all cartoon animals, is what I think.
I think cute cartoon animals. You sell more stuffed animals.
The name is worse than the picture because the picture on the helmet that just looks like a regular Native American to me.
No, caricature, awful racist caricature
on the side of the helmet. It ain't like the Braves used to have something that looked silly, silly cartoon.
Chief Wahoo? That's that Cleveland Indians.
Cleveland, that's the one I'm thinking of, not the Braves. Yeah.
I don't know what the Braves. What's the most racist thing the Braves ever did? Now I'm talking about players.
I don't know what the.
Who is the most racist Native American ruining history team?
I don't know. I always thought, you're not supposed to remember the Native Americans, and when you do, it's always a terrible thing. So, like, if it's maybe, and you see it on, you think about the Trail of Tears where you normally wouldn't when you go to a Redskins game. I don't know.
So you're saying if they kept the name, that they should just maybe begin every game with a somber documentary about how awful we were to the Native Americans?
At least once, yeah. I mean, there's terrible things that happen,
Seventh inning stretch, everybody gets up and watches a couple seconds of the atrocities we perpetuated against the Native Americans.
Atrocity, you wiped them out pretty much.
Pretty much wiped them out. That's an atrocity, I guess.
There's wars and this, and people sided with this and that, French, Indian, and all that stuff. I mean, you, again, go back in the history books all day, half of it don't make no sense. But what does make sense is there are a lot of Indians killed.
Well, that comes through pretty clear.
Yeah, that you can't get past that. I mean, any history book you read,
that stands out.
Right, yeah. They try to make it up to them with casinos and this and that, but, what can you do?
I would say you're right, Jackie. There's really not much we can do at this point. I guess maybe one thing you can do is just not rub salt in the wound by putting their caricatures of them on football helmets and just having racist slurs as a name. But I don't know. I'm not a fan of the Cleveland Indians. I'm not a fan of the Washington Redskins.
I like the Braves.
Braves okay.
I think there's at least one.
Are we going to go on record saying they're the least racist?
I'm going to say Atlanta Braves are the least racist out of, even though you go, that's not good. But and as far as to Native Americans, they're the least racist out of the Cleveland A&Ms.
And that may just be our, regional
I like
love.
Like go drive down to Atlanta and go see a game, yeah.
You ever done that?
Oh, yeah.
Really? All the way to Atlanta?
It's been a long time, but we used to go down there, get your cooler beer.
Oh, that sounds like fun.
No way, go see a game, that's close. I like going to see Sounds game, too. You see Sounds, that ain't racist.
That doesn't mean nothing.
Don't mean Sounds. It be anything, yeah.
Yeah, why can't you just pick some dumb name that don't mean nothing?
That's the point. If to me, at this point, everybody's getting mad, I know there's people that fight for other reasons that say everything's racist, and they may be right. I don't know. I'm too old to know. I'm just going to admit it right here. But to me, just to avoid any situation, funny cartoon dog, Nashville cats, predators, things like that. Different animals, cartoons, and not a race of people. Of any kind, I think you'd be all right. I think,
why can't you do,
less trouble.
Instead of the Redskins, do the Washington Heathcliffs?
Well, he did that. Probably have PETA all mad. Somebody would be mad at something.
Cats shouldn't eat fish bones.
Yeah, they'd be all over it. Plus, he could make a lot of money, whoever did that. He got enough as it is, but, he could make some more. He'd make a deal. I'd get with, I know he's dead, old Charlie Brown, whoever did that.
Cleveland Snoopies.
Yeah, if somebody did that, you had Snoopy come out as a mascot.
Instead of that, you could do like do. That could be your cloud chant.
Hey, that's jazz, so you got to be careful there. So
it is appropriation, cultural appropriation. But we're just throwing out some ideas here, folks.
I'm not telling anybody what they need to do. I don't. That's the reason I run a barbecue stand, and I don't own a sports team, football team.
Oh, you'd be the Marge Shot of
what?
The Murfreesboro Mud Hens or whatever.
Mud Hens.
Do we have is there a local baseball team around here? Like a quadruple A team here in Murfreesboro?
I don't think so. I think we got a high school. That's about it around here.
We got more Walmarts in high schools.
At this point, we do, yeah. But, every which way you go, you're going to get to one. So if we need to go to Walmart, you ain't.
Or need to go to a high school.
Yeah. Well, no, high school, we got 2.
3. Blackman.
Oh, yeah.
Blackman. That sounds racist, but that is not racist. It's spelled M-O-N, Blackman, B-L-A-C-K-M-O-N.
Nah, Riverdale High School, Oakland High School.
Riverdale, Archie.
Yeah.
Oakland, named after trees.
That's safe.
Possibly a plantation. I don't know.
Riverdale used to be Riverdale Warriors. I'm assuming the same thing. I don't know if it's Riverdale Indian Warriors, but Warriors is also at the movie that come out, too. In the 70s.
It could have been named after the movie.
Could have been. I don't know how old that high school is.
I don't know the mascot for Blackman. But let's hope they charted a path through safer waters.
That's what everybody's going to have to do in the future, and I don't know if that's right or not. I ain't going to be alive anyway, so what does it matter to me?
A lot of the schools in the South, a lot of rebels. A lot of rebels look like Colonel Sanders' mascot. You've seen those, the rebels?
Oh, yeah.
I don't know if a lot of them have been changed yet.
There's a lot of rebels out there. Used to be, yeah.
Now, rebel is not just Civil War era. If you make your mascot look like Rhett Butler's daddy, then yes, you are putting that in people's minds. But I don't think many of them have been changed.
Colonel Sanders did a lot for that, changing that image, you have to say. You know what I mean? Because you used to look at him, at one time you think plantation, this and that. Now you just think chicken.
That's true. I bet if you showed a picture of like a plantation guy, like he used to dress up like on Hee Haw.
Yeah.
When they did those plantation skits. They did do a lot of plantation skits on Hee Haw, didn't they?
They didn't have slaves, but they had plantations,
There was What's-Her-Face
yeah.
doing, I declare. And then, What's-His-Face?
What's-His-Face?
Blanking on the names. Come out, and he would be her daddy, plantation. And they do a couple little skits.
They get mad at it, yeah.
You find any of them, put those up. That'd be clip of the week number 4. I can't remember his name. Man, I'm getting...
It ain't Archie Campbell.
No, it is not Archie Campbell. It was Gordy Tapp.
There you go.
Man.
Took you a minute, though. But
And I think it was Linda Jenner. Am I right? Tell us, listeners. Don't tell us.
plantation videos.
If you made it through 45 minutes of us talking about camping buddies and then the slot water versus hose water empires clashing, and then you got through us gingerly trying not to be racist but kind of screwing that up. If you've made it this far and you an hour and 10 minutes in, if you can tell us if that was Linda Jenner in the plantation skits on Hee Haw, that would be terrific, and we'd really appreciate it.
Yeah, sure. Yeah. I guess that wraps it up, Ben. I'm done here. Well, your rate reviews on iTunes supposed to help if you like this thing. Please don't go on there and say that we're racist.
No. Don't do that.
Don't do that, but like you hit.
I tell you what, if we say something that
if they do, they may accidentally hit the racist button on the computer. So don't just keep away from that. I don't know if it's on the left side, right side.
Yes.
That's the reason I don't touch a computer. I don't get on there.
Now you did pretty good without even touching the racist button on this one, Jackie. If we said something that you don't agree with, let us know. Maybe just send us like a private message and say, "Hey," and we'll be like, "Oh, sorry." Well, you probably should have stopped around the hour mark.
Just rate and reviews on
Rate
iTunes.
and review us on iTunes. That's great. Somebody saw there was kind of new review over there on Podbay. Somebody put I think back in April, maybe May. Thank you for that, whoever did that.
Appreciate it. Yeah, thank you. Thank kindly, yeah.
Yeah, Pat, let people know about us.
I hope football situation gets sorted out. So I'm sorry I came off. I have come off that. I didn't mean to be racist.
I think you just came out off confused.
It's society every day confuses me more and more. Up is down, black is white. That wasn't racist, and I don't know which way to look no more. I didn't mean it that way. I just said I don't understand what's happening in the world anymore because I'm old and I'm pretty much ready to die.